Hey guys, hope you're all well. I'll get the comments on. So thank you for joining me tonight. As you're probably aware, I don't do many lives. So I may have to keep muting tonight because I've got a bit of a cough still from this chest infection that I had. I just can't seem to shake it. So if I go mute on you, like that, then you'll know what's going on. So what we're going to talk about tonight, we're going to talk about, first of all, we're going to talk about the Savannah Soto and the Matthew Guerra case. And then I thought we'd move on to the Summer Wells case. Hi, guys. Hi, Steve. Hi, Christina. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you all. So, well, it's been a bit of a week for it. We've had the Savannah Soto case, and I don't know if you've been keeping up with that, but that's been a bit crazy over the last few weeks. I don't know if you're aware, but Savannah Soto and her boyfriend, they went missing around, I think it was the 21st, after she didn't show up for a hospital appointment to be induced. And then on the 26th, their car was found, both of them inside, and they'd both been shot. So as the days went on and no suspects obviously came forward, and they seemed to take a bit of a time arresting someone, although I think 2 weeks to actually find out who they felt had done it was pretty good compared to some police departments. But when you're waiting around, it feels like forever. And obviously the families were destroyed. I think Savannah's family were concerned that although they didn't feel that the boyfriend was directly involved in what had happened to her, they did feel that his lifestyle, he was probably indirectly involved. And when we looked into him, some of the things that he was doing online, what he was selling and going and delivering to people every day was probably not one of the best careers, although I think he seemed to be bringing in quite a lot of money. Saying that with all the posts he was putting on Telegram, and I didn't even know Telegram was a thing. Like, I don't know if I'm just old or what, but Telegram, it seems to be where a lot of people sell substances, and they post photos of their GUNSs and their gold, and it's like, look at me, and you know, I've got all this money, I've got all these substances, like, buy from me, I'll deliver tomorrow. And it's like, oh God. But I mean, Savannah was only young. I don't know what kind of childhood she had, but from what I'm told, it seemed to be quite a good lifestyle, good childhood. And she seemed to fall in with Matthew, unfortunately. And even though he'd been told to keep away from her because of what he did, and the fact that he had previously threw her down some stairs, and she'd been hospitalized due to it, she did go back. And what was heartbreaking for me, I think, today was I saw a video she posted, and I think it was like a TikTok video, and I was going to put it on here for you guys to watch, but because of the music, I'd have probably got copyright struck. But it was basically her miming to this song, and she's laid there on the bed and she's doing all this with her nails and singing along to this track. And it was something like, don't ever go back, your life's don't die for him, don't go back. And I just thought, oh God, if there was ever a time that was going to come back and haunt her, was going to be after the event, obviously. So I can see you all coming in. Thanks for being here. I've got some bits and bobs that I'm going to show you. So let me get my pictures up. So I've got some photos you might not have seen as well. I'll show you in a bit. I've got some of Wells' photos first, because I was going to do some up first, but then I thought, you know what? No, I'll start with Savannah. So this was Matthew. This was the boyfriend, and he's, you know, in the car. He's got all the gold on. He's got this really strange hairdo. I don't know if there's a name for that, but to me, it just looks a bit. It looks like, you know, when you're at school, when you're younger, and your mum puts a bowl around your head and like cuts around it. Yeah, kind of a bit like that. But some of the photos, I'm just going to click this on quickly. As you can see, they're not good. So after they go missing, and they're found on around I think after the car was abandoned, they're found around the 26th. There was video surveillance footage that came up literally within a day or two after they went missing, showing the dark truck, which we've all seen if you've been following this case. And there's a big guy with the big stomach. Is this it? I think this might be it. Oh, no, that's not it. But you can see, as I was saying from before, look, all the pictures of the money. I mean, it looks great, doesn't it? But I wouldn't risk my life for that. But that's just me. So they arrested this guy here. This is Ramon Preciado. And they also arrest this person here, Christopher Preciado. And if you've been following the case, then you'll know that these arrests were made last week. And I covered this case. I think there was like 6, I think there's 7 or 8 parts to that I covered. But after the affidavit came out and we heard about the home, the search warrants and the car in the truck in the drive and everything, and everybody was saying, who was that person that was waving the towel out of the truck? Who could it possibly be? And then yesterday we find out that it's this lady. This lady. Is it Mitra? I can't say it. Let me get my phone up. So her name is Mita. I can't say her name, but anyway, this was her Facebook photo, her profile photo. What I find interesting is she had been down as Preciado, but she changed it to Ramonas. But this, it's all a bit weird with the skulls. I mean, people are into skulls. I don't know if there's any kind of thing with that. I just think it's all a bit weird. But anyway, this was apparently her and Ramon. Now, they are legally married. I've got let's see if I can get it up here. So he's a few years older than her. Oh, that's not a very good picture. It's a shame you can't like zoom in. I wouldn't know what to do. I don't go live enough to be able to tell you. But according to this, because I've got it on my phone here. So when they got married, I think he was 38. She was 32. The marriage date was in 2009. I think that's it. But yeah, if you want to zoom in on it and see if you can get that information, you can from there. But this is her sitting, looking, I guess, pretty fed up with herself after she's been caught. But, you know, you're going to get yourself involved in things like this and then wonder why you get arrested. This is a photo. I don't know if you've seen it. It's one of Matthew with this hair again. It looks a bit younger there. He's into boxing. And I did hear that he was into boxing, but this is like one of the first photos I've seen of him, like all kind of dressed up in his boxing gear. And then I saw this photo, and you can't see a face in this really, but yeah, this is Savannah. I don't know if it's some kind of baby shower, whether she had 2, because I think that might be a mum or somebody in the background. So I don't know if she had 2 baby showers. But apparently this woman that I can't pronounce her name. I'm not very good with Spanish names. But yeah, she's been non-cooperative. So they did the perp walk the other day and she like walked out, head down. I think Aussie Osborne's asking for his pajamas back. But it was interesting because, I mean, you can't really tell from that video footage we saw who was in the back of that truck. It could have been anybody. It could have been the man next door for all we know, because you don't see their face. You don't see, well, even if you do, you can't zoom in enough to try and work out anybody. I mean, we had a difficult enough time trying to work out who Ramon and Christopher were. Never mind who was in the back of the truck waving a towel at them. So, yeah, but it was said during the mini press conference that they gave the other day that they were able to get some kind of, I think, well, she started off by saying the forensic unit used and then stopped and moved on to footage. So whether they did have any DNA from a towel that they found, or, you know, from something from the gun, or what, to suggest that she was there, or whether it was a misread, a mistake, and it is just I'm getting messages through. Bula, stop. I don't know. I mean, would they be stupid enough to have left the towel around in the back of the truck? I mean, you'd like to say no, but then they were stupid enough to just take the gun they just murdered 3 people with into the house and put it back in the wardrobe. So I don't know. Did they get any DNA on the mum? So apparently they've got some footage that shows, and I don't know if people are saying it's their footage, but I might have misheard that bit. Was it their footage or was it a neighbour's footage that showed her arriving back that night with Christopher and Ramon in the truck? So I'm not sure. I don't know. Apparently she wasn't forthcoming with information. She wasn't cooperative. So I think all the evidence that they've got so far is from them giving it to her, and any evidence that they've retrieved, should I say, from what they found during their investigation. But I did find that interesting. I thought, were they stupid enough to leave the towel in the back of the vehicle? I don't know. But yeah, so she is apparently the mother. She is apparently the mother of Christopher. And if you can zoom in on that marriage certificate that I showed you before, you can check that out. She has been arrested on 3 charges: altering, destroying, or concealing human corpse, abuse of a corpse, and then tampering with evidence. And I think she got that last tampering with evidence because of the fact that it was her GUN. So 3rd person being arrested. They don't think that there's anybody else involved. They don't think that there's anybody else that they said the other day, we don't feel that there's anyone else. At the minute, we feel we've got all of the suspects. Hi, Betty. Thanks for stopping in. It's nice to see you. So yeah. So that's that. Let me get my photos back up, because when I have the comments on, I can't always see the photos. To bear with me, because I'm not as fluent as some of these other creators who are like Betty. She's, pull on Betty. She's live all the time, so she's a lot more confident than I am at this. But yeah, I did find that interesting, because at first, when they'd got Ramon, like everybody was looking at Ramon and they were like, oh, he's been arrested. Ramon and Christopher, who are they? And they were looking at Ramon and Christopher on Facebook and what they could find. It didn't take long before they were able to find the mum. And she quickly changed up her Facebook profile. She like made all her friends and everything, and her photographs private, so you could only see like a couple. Changed profile photos, changed her last name and all that, you know. Oh no, did she pass away? Oh, I'm going to get onto that in a bit. Bullhorn Betty's just saying in the chat that apparently Ali, Hunter's mum, has passed away. So I was going to make mention to that later, but yeah, that's awfully sad. That's in the Summer Wells case, for anybody who's unaware. Chester, take your pink worm over there. I'm not playing catch right now. I'm on a live stream, honestly. So yeah, this I'm going to show you here. So this is apparently to do with Mita. Is it Mita? Do you say it like that? So this was when her mum passed away, and this was showing that she is married to Ramon. These were her, it mentions her children in there as well. Take that down off the screen. What else have we got here? So I think this was Mita's 3 charges. And then this I found today. This is about Christopher Ray Preciado. It talks about his mum here, and he's saying that under the age of he's under the age of 21, and basically there's a trustee for him for, I think it's a house from his granddad. And yeah, so he's to get that after the age of 21. So his mother, would be the trustee of that until then. I mean, what do you think about the possibility? I mean, they're saying that it was Christopher, now he'd set up this deal and what have you, but do you think that there's any chance that the mum had anything to do with this, or do you think that they just both, mum and the dad, just like tidied up, just kind of picked him up, just wiped down? And I mean, who actually feels that the mum and dad could be involved in some way other than what we've been told or what we've seen in the footage? I mean, it sounds from what I've heard like the mother had a lot of debt. I mean, do you think Christopher would do this in order to help his mum out? It just seems weird to me. How would Christopher be able to deal with 2 people in that car at the same time, and shoot one but have the gun on the other without getting shot himself? Like, it just seems strange that when they said there'd been a 3rd arrest, I honestly thought it was going to be somebody else, maybe a similar age to Christopher. I didn't think it was, I mean, I can imagine it being his mum there, but I just thought it might be somebody else in the truck with him. So there was 2 people with weapons, so that he kind of had them under control, kind of thing. I mean, do you know what I mean? I mean, do you think that they've got all the suspects? Do you think that there is anyone else involved, or do you think that that is it and they are the 3 that they're looking for and that's all? Well, that's sad about Ali. I mean, I can't say I was a massive fan, but I don't wish that on anybody, really. I mean, the dad's here. I think it was in 1999, or I think it might have been 1999. I can't zoom in. Or was it 2005? Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, you know. So he's not the best role model, is he? Now, there's one thing I did want to ask people that might have a bit more idea. It says here, full house arrest. Now, does that mean that he is on house arrest? It does say weekly testing down here, and we know he's not currently inside at the minute. So with him having weekly testing, is he on house arrest currently, or does that mean he was arrested at the house? I mean, I would think that means full house arrest, as in he is unable to leave the property for anything. But let me know what you think. Let me read some of your comments for a second. Left money in his estate. Oh. So, your opinions? Oh, and I mean the gun as well, being the mother's. Like, I honestly thought that it was probably going to end up being like the dad's or Christopher's, and he bought it especially for this situation. But that it was the mum's. Like, I just didn't see that coming when they said last night, oh, it's the mum's. I was like, what? Huh? Like, what? But yeah. So that's about as much as I've got. I don't for Savannah and Matthew, apart from the fact that I think it was Matthew's funeral. I've got a photo of the. I don't want to just constantly. I know there's a lot of channels and they're all like literally saying the same thing over and over again, and I just don't want to just keep repeating the same stuff. But they're the family, and then Savannah's, I'm not sure when Savannah's was. It's just a shame that they weren't all buried together. That might have been nice for them anyway. I mean, I can see why the family don't want that. I mean, if it was my daughter, I'd probably be thinking the same, you know. It's different for us. All we're getting is the news and the situation that we've seen, the situation on the news basically, and what we've seen, and the fact they lived together and they were having a child together. But at the end of the day, he wasn't exactly helping a situation, really. It wasn't fair to be bringing a baby into the world. And as much as I don't really want to go into all that, because it's neither here nor there now, it's not going to change anything. It just seems, I can see why a family would rather keep them separate. I think if it was Penny, I'd probably want to do the same. So I think that's about it. It's not going to be a massively long live tonight. I've got to touch on this, but I'm not going to go into too much detail. So apparently last night, I did watch a bit of it. Hunter was on his dad's channel, Andrew Hiltz, and I don't want to get into whether I agree or don't agree with that choice. There's pros and cons for both of it. I think, you know, for him, it's probably not a good idea because he will have given a statement. And if anything he says completely contradicts what he's already said to TBI, it just doesn't look good for him, does it? And then on the other hand, for us and for the TBI, it certainly looks good if his timeline, if we start getting some truth about the timeline. So yeah, we've heard now that apparently Alison's passed away, apparently, and that's really sad. I don't, you know, now she's not going to get to meet these grandchildren, and I don't know. I don't know her. I don't know how excited she was. I'm guessing she was excited to meet these grandchildren. I don't think she had custody of her children, or did she get them back? I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm sure they were still seeing her. And so that's quite sad. And also, I think Ali's mother lived with her. I'm sure she did. So I don't know where she's going to be living now. It's just a lot of upset, isn't it? It's a lot of upset, especially at a time when you're having babies and you should be happy. So apparently, according to what Hunter said the other night, Chester, stop meowing. I'll play with your worm later. Oh, God. Right, let me get my Summer Wells bit up here. So the timeline's changed. Apparently, we've heard from the very beginning that from what Ali said, it was 2:30. She said that a couple of times it was 2:30 that they dropped Hunter off. He had to be home for 2:30. Ali said he had to be home for 2:30 because he had a doctor's appointment, was what she said. And we've heard 2:30 the whole time. I think even Candace said 2:30. So to hear 3:30 and then there's a Burger King, I mean, is he forgetting what actually happened? I think his dad did say to him, no, I thought it was 2:30, and H was like, no, it was 3:30 because I had my probation person coming round. So wait a minute, it was a doctor's appointment, then it was a probation, and then when it came to what they were eating that day, Candace said it was a hot dog. Now it's a Burger King. First it was 2:30, now it's 3:30 that they dropped him off. So I think I'm like most people on YouTube right now. I'm like, huh? Say what? I mean, it's given people something to talk about for the next few weeks, but let's hope that it's something TBI are going to follow up on and ask questions about. But it certainly throws the 2:30 timeline kind of on its head for a while, doesn't it? Let me change the photo. So I was going to mention that about Ali, but yeah, she's apparently passed away. So God bless her soul. Let's hope she can rest in peace. But let's not forget who we're talking about, who the most important person is when we talk about the Summer Wells case. Because at the end of the day, Hunter, Candace, Dawn, and all those people, they're not the most important people, are they? This is who the most important person is, and this is the whole reason why we talk about the case, but she seems to get forgotten about in it all, and all the lies that get spewed around. But yeah, I would like to ask Candace if she remembers the Burger King now, because she was struggling with something to come up with when it came to what she'd fed them that day. So something I heard the other day, apparently, did you know that the Wells don't take medications? They don't take any medications. So if they've got, like, if they're unwell, they won't take antibiotics. If they need a blood transfusion, they won't they won't have a blood transfusion. They won't have blood. Chester's just turned the TV on. Sorry, guys. It's a nightmare here, honestly. You can't have 5 minutes to yourself. This cat's a nightmare. He's either meowing, throwing his worm at me, and it's landing on the keypad. He's scratching around the sofa for it, or he's turning the TV on. It's like, just pack it in. God. But yeah, did you know that they don't take medication? Oh yeah, it's funny, Pink Phoenix. They take certain substances. They just don't want to take anything that's good for them. Yeah, that's Jehovah's Witness. That's exactly what I was thinking, because I don't know much about them, but I have heard similar things like in the past, and I thought that sounds like Jehovah's Witnesses. That's what SDA is, isn't it? Or is it? Yeah, well, that's Jehovah's Witnesses, because we used to have them knocking on our door when we were younger. It was like a massive thing in the UK, them coming and knocking on your door and trying to get you to convert to their religions and stuff. And they don't believe in like blood transfusions and stuff like that. Who wants to watch EastEnders? I don't think a lot of people will know what that is, Pink Phoenix. I know what you're talking about. It's a program on the TV in England. I used to watch that religiously, Jehovah's Witnesses don't. Yeah. But it's funny how they can pick and choose between the substances that they put in the body and the ones they don't want to take. Funnily enough, though, I choose the opposite. So I'll choose the ones that will probably do me some good, rather the ones that the ones that aren't going to do me any good. But yes, I heard that, and she was on a live. I think she was on Daisy's channel. It was a few days ago, and was it Morbid? Morbid was on, and they were talking about stuff. And I think, to be honest with you, Morbid asked her more intellectually stimulating questions in that 10 minutes that he was on panel than I think I've heard anyone ask throughout the whole of the Summer Wells case. I was like, thank God somebody is asking us some half decent questions. And anytime he asked her anything that might just be, like I wanted to hear the answer to, like really interesting ones I really wanted to hear the answers to, Daisy jumped in and went blah, 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 blah. And I was like, shush, I want to know the answer to that. Oh, Bullus. Some of them accept some plasma or blood, but they differently accept medication and treatment. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, Morbid did a great job. Like, that's the most interesting list of questions that he just came up with. But yeah. So what else? So there's not really much going on in the case. I've noticed that the parents have been very quiet. I've noticed Don's been very quiet, like really quiet. I mean, Candace has too. They both have been really quiet for the last What do you reckon? A couple of months? But probably done more so. And if you think about it, it was him that was usually on more than anybody. And it was Candace that was rarely ever spoke. And now it seems like Candace will come on once a week or something and talk on Daisy. I don't tend to watch that channel very often, so I don't really know how often she's on, but I only go over there if there's something that I've been told is interesting to listen to. But they have been very quiet for a while. Oh yeah, that's the other thing as well. I don't know if you watched my video the other day. Yeah, I can't either vibes. I just can't. I stopped watching it when it was that bell thing. I can't do with it. Like I'd be listening in bed as I was going to sleep, and all of a sudden I'd be wide awake. That bell, that was it for me. I just thought, oh no, I can't be doing with that. The bell ringing thing. But yeah, they've both been very quiet for quite a while. But there's nothing really new to say in the case. And I don't like to massively speculate about people we've not really heard of before. Because it'd just be like dragging names out of the mud, and yeah, it is. What was I going to tell you about? Yeah, I made a video a few days ago, I was going to say, wasn't I? Oh, yeah, she did say something like, don't get me wrong, I know where my boys are. And it takes me all I have in me to get in the car, drive over there, like she knows where they are. Like, surely that shouldn't be something she knows, but sure, somebody's told her maybe. To drive over there, kidnap them were the words she used, get them in my car and take them out of the country. That's kind of a worrying thing for her to say. I don't know about you. I don't know what you think about that, but I just kind of think that's quite a worrying thing to hear. And I wouldn't be impressed if I was the person that was looking after them. And then I was hearing that, because the people that are looking after these boys, if they haven't seen that video themselves through me, through somebody else, or through listening to Candace on Daisy's show, they'll have been told about it. I would be in touch with, I'd be in touch with somebody, because I wouldn't want her turning up, driving past my house to see if she could see them. No. But it sounds to me like they've completely lost custody now. I mean, it's been going on for a while, and I think they had certain things that they had to comply with. And I'm sure I was told that they had to comply with substance abuse therapy, some counseling, and there was some other things. I don't know, was there some parenting classes? There was a few different things that they had to kind of fall in line with. And as far as I know, there's a few of them they didn't actually even go to. I think from what Candace said, and this was ages ago, that she turned up to like one counselling appointment or something, and she went, oh, I can't do that again. So I don't know. But yeah, sad. Sad, but I'm sure they're in a better place, these kids, and they don't have to deal with that anymore. So let me get my pictures up again. I could just talk about summer all night, but I'd just be repeating myself, and I don't want to just repeat myself constantly. So I'm going to tell you about this lady really quickly. So she is missing. New missing persons case. And this is coming out of Mariposa, California. Authorities are searching for this Crystal Blackburn, a female adult who went missing from Mariposa area. She was last seen in the vicinity of Mount Bullion, walking away from her residence, and this was on the 29th of September 2023. It's just gone at 7 p.m. She's 5'3" and she's tall, 160 pounds approximately, white female, adult female, red hair, blue eyes, was reported missing. She was wearing a black sweatshirt, blue jeans, and black boots. And they've initiated a missing persons case for Crystal's whereabouts, but her whereabouts remain unknown. They are currently doing searches and are hoping for anyone who may know where she is to get in touch with them at 209-966-3615. So that's sad. Somebody else missing. Family wondering where she is over Christmas. That guy I did make the video on, the Graham, what was his name? Graham Connell. He's still not being found. I have searched all over the internet, and as far as I can see, he's still not been found. But there have been a lot of canals and rivers in our area that have completely flooded since he went missing. About a few days after he went missing, we had really strong winds and the river was flowing quite strong, especially down the middle. When I went to have a look, Bulas told me off because I went in the dark, so I got in trouble for going on my own. But yeah, I'm wondering if he's gone over the edge of like where the canals like got really high, the water levels got really high, and he's ended up over in like a field. Because especially down towards, if you're in the chat and you're listening to this afterwards and you know the area that I'm talking about, Allerton Bywater has just flooded the banks. So I've got a feeling when all the water recedes, they'll probably find him in a field somewhere. It's just sad. He does own multiple businesses as far as I'm aware. So it's just sad that his family are going to be wondering where he was all of Christmas, still no answers. And they start scaling back searches. I wouldn't be surprised if they've basically said, just wait now. There's no point in trying to find him when the rivers are bursting the banks. Just let the water recede before we do any more searches. I wouldn't be surprised if they've said that, to be honest, because I drove, it was about 5-6 days ago since I drove kind of anywhere near where I'm talking about, but the rivers were still really high then. So I wouldn't be surprised if they've basically called off searches until after the water's receded. But yeah, it was just a short live tonight, guys. I just wanted to quickly bring you the updates from the Savannah Soto case and Matthew Guerra, the new arrest. Just quickly talk about a few little bits to do with the Summer Wells case that we've mentioned recently, and just bring you that quick missing persons case there. I know I don't go live very often. I have anxiety, I'll be honest with you guys, and I deal with it fine. The stuff I see at work, you'd think I didn't have any problem. But yeah, I'm absolutely fine most of the time. But there's something about going live, it just stresses me out. I think when there's someone else to talk to up here, it's okay. And I know I'm only sat in my front room, okay, with my laptop. But still, it's nice when there's someone to talk to. I would have asked Justin to come on with me, and I'm sure he would have said yes. But I don't like bothering people. So just a short live for you. Thank you for coming in. It's only been a small crowd tonight anyway, so that's been good. So I haven't felt overwhelmed, so that's nice. But thank you everybody for coming in and, coming and listening to me Twitter on for a little bit. But yeah, I'll talk to you all again soon, guys. Check in, see what I've been making, see what videos are out. If you are interested in podcasts, I do have a podcast. It's on Spotify and Apple. It is edited, so there aren't any all the ums and ahs. It's nicely edited, so you just get the story. Also, I have another channel on YouTube called Alone True Crime, and that is just all crime documentaries. Pretty much a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them you will find on Deranged True Crime. So if you're interested in true crime documentaries, stories, check that out. Okay, guys, well, you take care, and I'll talk to you all again soon. Prayers for Ali, her family.